So why why should you assume the sale is not always going to happen, John?
Why? Well, statistically, most of us probably don't. I don't know what your numbers are. From in terms of inquiries, what's your sales closing rate? That means what? People hitting your website, people phoning you up. For sake of argument, say it's 1 in 10. We'll say it's 1 in 5. It doesn't matter. So we'll say 1 in 10 to make the numbers easy. If it's 1 in 10, statistically, 90% of the time you're not going to make a sale.
Yeah.
So when you're in front of a given person, the only thing you can really say is statistically, there's a 90% chance I'm not going to sell to you. So you may as well assume that's going to be the case because it's the most likely outcome. Yep. The most likely outcome is, and your history will tell you this, I'm not going to make this sale, and let go of the emotional feelings of the moment, or how is he or she responding? What does this actually mean? Are we going to get the sale? Just assume you're not, because the chances are you won't. Mm-hmm. And if you some numbers the other way around, if it's we close 70% of all inquiries, well, fine, but that's still a 30% chance you're not going to make it.
Yeah,
and you should your mindset should be. When I say should, there's no compulsion here. But if you want to be happier in yourself and a better salesperson, then you will take these stats to heart and realize that you don't control the sale. Copywriters and sales trainers, they come out with all kinds of bullshit about they can compel people to buy. No, you can't. If that was true, these people would not be selling $20 copywriting courses on Instagram and LinkedIn. And Facebook. What they'd be doing is selling, multi-billion pound yachts to Arab sheikhs with 100% track record. Well, they're not. The reason they're selling $9.97 and $20 fucking copywriting books on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook is because they can't do that. All these people selling cheap, shoddy ebooks with NLP secrets to compelling people and forcing them to do your bidding. Well, how come I've read these adverts and not bought anything from them? They're not that fucking compelling, obviously, are they, you daft cunt? It beggars belief they write this shit. It's even more fucking unbelievable. People buy this shit. Hello? I've seen loads of these ads, not bought from any of them. They're not that compelling. If they were, I would have done. Hello? Fuck's sake. So anyway, statistically, you probably won't close the sale anyway, so you may as well take that view. Second thing is, and this is a bit more cerebral, really. If you're following our work at all, or my approach to things, you will realize statistically, most people who approach you are not your ideal client. And I say that because your ideal client avatar should be pretty fucking narrow. And I don't say laser focus, because lasers don't fucking focus, they're parallel.
I can tell you're tired. Jesus Christ.
I'm fucking grumpy. Just think yourself lucky you're not my fucking child. You sent to bed with no fucking tea and a flea in your ear. So
I worry for Mrs. EBG.
Oh, we like to play that game. Dress her up as a little schoolboy. Anyway, statistically, you won't want the client because that client will be a cockwomble. That's it. I mean, how many? You take the massive humanity. What percentage of them are actually decent clients? Very few. What percentage of tradespeople are our ideal client? Very small. Never mind the financials and the businesses they're in. That they could be a perfect fit that way. But some of them are just dicks. They might be stupid, bigoted, lazy, not ambitious enough to do it. There's loads of reasons. Probably, I don't know what the numbers are, but say it's 1 in 10 people that we connect with on LinkedIn we would even consider. So statistically, we won't want a client who approaches us. That happens a lot. Sorry, mate, you're just not a fit. Not necessarily a reflection on them as a person, but it's a reflection on their suitability to us as a client. So 1, you won't close it anyway. And 2, even if you could close it, you perhaps wouldn't want to. So that's another reason to assume it ain't going to happen. And the third reason is just practical. If you assume it's not going to happen, if you assume it's a negative, if you go into it with a no, not only does it make you more attractive to them, because there's not many things more attractive than the guy who's saying no, you ask any woman, but also you only get nice surprises. You don't pin all your hopes on making this one sale and hitting your targets and getting that rush of adrenaline when you've made the sale, because you're not expecting it. And you don't get let down when you don't make it either. You don't think, oh no, if only I'd have said this, I'd have got the sale. Well, that's because you're fucking fixated on it. If you've gone into the entire thing, I mean, you don't have to be fucking bored and act like a layabout and be offhand with people, but you can be relaxed and say, well, hang on a minute. Because I remember when I've started working with one person in particular, he messaged me saying, I really want to work with you and what can we do? And I just said, hang on, hold your horses. I know nothing about you. Tell me about yourself first. And he just couldn't believe it. Well, he came on board and stayed with me for 2 years at more than £1,000 a month. Well, that's because I was not offhand with him, but just I wasn't that bothered. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, so when he actually came on board, it was a nice surprise for me. He came out of the blue. Then he's probably been worth, I don't know what, 25, 30K to me in a couple of years. Nice amount of money, nice and easy. Didn't have to work for it. I mean, to get him as a client, obviously I did work with him, but it wasn't, I didn't have to pursue him. He came to me and I didn't have any emotional reaction to it. There's none of this, oh, great, I got to buy it. Oh, I hope I can close him. I can buy that new yacht. I could afford it. I'd be selling things on Facebook, you know? So you only get nice surprises. That's the way I see it.